Welcome to the HedgeFundWorld Australia 2006, Australia's largest hedge fund event. Today I'm delighted to introduce to you Mr. Niku Harachi, co-founder and managing director of X1Fund Distribution. But first, let's cut live to him in his conference.
My name is Niku Harachi. We are a German-based fund of hedge funds company started in 1996. He was the person who actually invented our K1 fund allocation system. In 2005, the Indian market actually accounted for 42% of the total issuance in Asian volume, such as we only invest in managers that had at least a 2 years track record. So we are not only seeing in the hedge fund industry a bias towards transparency and towards of the portfolio allocation.
Welcome to Sydney, and thank you for taking your time to give us a better understanding of your fund.
Thank you very much for having me here, and it's a pleasure to be here in Sydney.
Tell us a little bit about your company.
Well, X1 Fund Allocation is a German-based hedge fund management company. We manage a family of fund of hedge funds, and our first fund was incepted in 1996, which gives us a solid 10-year track record. So we consider ourselves specialists in analyzing and selecting hedge funds.
How did your fund perform since you launched it in 1996?
Thank you for asking that, and I'm really proud to confirm that we have generated more than 620% net profit since inception in 1996, an average of 22% per annum, with more than 82% positive months. In fact, we never had a down year.
How about the volatility?
Well, since we only invest with conservative managers, we've had very low volatility since 1998. The volatility has been below 5.74% since 1998.
How is that possible? That sounds too good to be true.
Yes, I know that these figures sound incredible, but the secret is actually very simple, and it's called leverage. We do imply internal leverage in order to achieve these great numbers. It is, however, very simple. We invest with managers targeting 8 to 15% annual return with low volatility, and we add a leverage to it. That way we have great performance with low volatility.
Could you tell us more about your investment strategy?
That's a good question. And of course, the investment strategy is the heart and soul of our company. All our funds follow the same strategy, which is called the K1 fund allocation system, which is a semi-automated asset allocation program based on statistical and stochastic parameters. That sounds very complicated, but in fact it isn't. The K1 fund allocation system is a quantitative weighted system, which sets out a list of quantitative parameters which all underlying funds has to be in line with. Each criteria is very easy understandable, but when combined, very compact. We have 5 main criteria that each fund has to be in line with. Now, the first one is that all underlying funds has to have a track record of at least 24 months. The second criteria is the most difficult criteria to be in line with, and that is that at least 80% of the traded months has to be positive months. We also have a maximum drawdown criteria. The maximum drawdown can only be 2.5 times higher than the average monthly gain. That way we keep the volatility narrow. The Sharpe ratio has to be higher than 1.5, and we only invest in funds that has at least 100 million under management.
Are you invested in any closed funds?
Yes, we are. Around 50% of the underlying managers are closed. Since we've been in the industry for 10 years, we've been able to identify great managers at early stages.
2005 was a very difficult year for most hedge fund managers. How did you end in 2005?
Well, 2005 was a great year for us. In fact, it was the best we had in our history. Not only did we generate more than 10% net profit for our clients, but we experienced healthy growth in terms of assets. We actually broke through the $250 million hurdle, which takes us from being a small-size manager to a mid-size manager. But the most important development in 2005 has been the beginning of a strategical relationship with Barclays Bank. We've set up a new master fund on the Panacea platform, which was initiated by Barclays. That gives us the capability to focus more on institutional clients and offer individual structured notes, such as capital protected or open leverage notes. So in fact, the client is buying a note fund issued by Barclays, but managed by us, managed by X1. We feel that there's a great demand towards transparency, not only in terms of the portfolio, but more importantly, the legal structure that is wrapped around it has to be transparent. So we've been working very hard on that particular issue, and are happy that we now can offer a legal structure which are in line with even the most critical investors' demand.
So what are your plans and goals for the future?
Well, we have many plans for the future, but the main plan is to continue to do what we do best, identify the best and the brightest managers in the industry.
Thank you very much for your time, and we wish you all the best for the future.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being here. Thank you.